The views and opinions expressed in this podcast episode are those of the host and guests and not their sponsoring institutions. Welcome back to the KrisCross Corner Podcast. I'm your host, Kris Canty. And if you're listening for the first time, please go to the podcast Facebook group, the KrisCross Corner Podcast Facebook group. Stay active and join the conversation each week. The link is in the description below. Listen to the podcast for free on iTunes and Spotify. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm/KrisCross Corner/support and subscribe to sustain future episodes, to pay this Zoom bill, to pay the StreamYard bill, and to pay future special guests for next season. Payment link is in the description below as well. Thank you for your support. If you have a message or a story for us to talk about on the podcast, please message us at KrisCross Corner on Instagram and TikTok. Go to the YouTube page, KrisCross Corner, and click subscribe to find out what we're talking about each and every week. Now we're going to start off with what you do in Detroit. We're going to do some stupid criminals first. We're going to talk about the Wayne County escapee that returned to the victim that he kind of, went to jail for, and then he got caught, and then he got sent back to jail. It's just stupidity. The next one, we have a suspect fleeing the cops. There's actually a video of this on Instagram and TikTok. So someone fled being detained from the cops. Then he dropped his cell phone on the sidewalk. He was like, oh snap, I gotta get my cell phone. The cop was literally right behind him. So as soon as he turned around, he got tackled to the ground and he got detained once again. I don't think he was about that life. I really don't think he was about that life. The video showed it all. And the final one for stupid criminals in Detroit. So a suspect stole a Chevy Malibu in Detroit. Then obviously he didn't like it, or, he was trying to, be stupid and funny. He texts the owner for $200 to get the car back. So not only did you text the owner back, the owner's like, here's the thief. Here's his cell phone. Here's his location. Here's where he lives. Go get his ass. That's what happened. Just stupid. And I thank all the stupid criminals in Detroit because these stories make me laugh each week. Before I get on the show. On the show, I'm very serious. But before I get on the show, before I click the record button, I'm laughing my ass off because some of these people just didn't think it through. When I mean it, I mean, how are you going to do this crime successfully? Are you going to drop your phone on the sidewalk and then turn around and go after it with a cop breathing down your neck? Are you going to return to the victim's home that you were going to jail for in the first place? Or are you going to text the owner of a car that you stole? Just say, hey, I'll give you $200 and you got to give me $200 if you want it back. Just dumb. So if you have any more stories for me to laugh at, please message me on KrisCross Corner on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, or go to the Facebook group and drop the story there. Next, a family returns back from vacation at DTW, which is Detroit Metro Airport out in Romulus, Michigan, and finds their Jeep Wagoneer on bricks in the Big Blue Deck. So not only did someone on security duty missed the assignment, it might have been an inside job if it was a Jeep Wagoneer in the Big Blue Deck. That's a tongue twister. The Big Blue Deck. It's just stuff going all around Detroit right now. Good news in Detroit. EMU was in the Idaho Potato Bowl, which I told everybody that we're going to go to the Idaho Potato Bowl. No one listened to me. They all laughed like, oh, we're not going to do it. Yeah, we're in it this year. I think it's against San Jose State, I believe. Michigan is in the Fiesta Bowl, which is one of the semifinals to the national championship. We're going against TCU, Texas Christian University, from Fort Worth, Texas, which we will annihilate to get to the national championship. And MSU is watching at home. For all you Michigan State fans, I am so sorry that y'all sucked this year. It's not your fault. All your best players went to the draft. They're all playing professional right now. I'm sorry. This is team rebuild. And last but not least, happy holidays from myself, Kris versus everybody. Detroit is getting the world's largest Kwanzaa Kinara, which is the 7 candles that each day you get to light a candle, which each candle has a meaning to it from December 26th to January 1st. I do not celebrate Kwanzaa personally, but I do know people who do. And this is a very revered time to be part of that culture. Also, Hanukkah is next week. And Christmas is in 11 days. So happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, and Happy New Year. We won't have a podcast for 2 weeks after Christmas and the week of the first week of the year because of everybody's out of town and stuff. So that's how we're going to do the podcast. And we're going to do the recap of the year. We're going to record that this week and then let it go. Send it out the week of New Year's. So we'll have an episode each week. But we'll go back to live episodes once everybody gets situated back with their lives and stuff. People go back to college. People, get settled back in at work, working 5 days a week. Yeah. So that's that. If you have a story for us again for the podcast, message us at KrisCross Corner on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. Now is my top 10 list. Top 10 list of the week comes from TikTok. They asked me, what is my top 10 Christmas movies of all time? Now, honorable mentions, before I get into the list, my honorable mentions are Christmas, Recess, Christmas, Recess, Miracle on 3rd Street from 2001, 2002. One of my favorite movies of all time. Miracle on 34th Street from 1947. Last Holiday with Queen Latifah, and I believe it was LL Cool J in that movie. People want to say, well, it was Common. No, that was just right. Last Holiday was with LL Cool J. And the Holiday Calendar on Netflix. That was one of my new movies that kind of snuck up on me. I was just scrolling. I was like, oh, Holiday Calendar. Clicked on it, and I loved it. I've watched it like 8 times now. Very good movie. And we're going to my top 10 list. Now, these are the top 10 movies I need to watch each year for it to be a legit Christmas. And I will be listing off these movies with my special co-host, Watch Her, because my mouth is very dry right now. All right. Number 10, we have Elf with Will Ferrell, 2003. Number 9, we have The Best Man Holiday from 2013. Number 8, Jingle Jangle, 2020, which is one of my newer movies that kind of snuck up on us. This is I believe that 10 years from now, we're going to call Jingle Jangle a classic Christmas movie. And it's going to happen. Book it. If you haven't seen Jingle Jangle, go on Netflix right now and watch it. It has Felicia Rashad, Michael Key, and Forrest Whitaker. Very good movie. Jingle Jangle. Number 7, How the Grinch Stole Christmas from 1967. Very good movie. This is the cartoon, not the live action with Jim Carrey. Number 6, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory from 1971, featuring Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka. Number 5, Charlie Brown's Christmas from 1965. Number 4, I'll Be Home for Christmas, Disney movie featuring Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Jessica Biel. If I don't watch this movie the day after Thanksgiving, Christmas is canceled. Just cancel Christmas because I won't be in the mood. That's one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. Number 3 is a tie between Home Alone and Home Alone 2. I believe Home Alone 2 was better than 1. Some people like 1 was better than 2. But I chose to put them both in here because you got to watch them back to back. You got to. So Home Alone 1990 and Home Alone 2 1991 are our number 3. Number 2 is the quintessential Black Christmas movie. We have This Christmas, 2007. And number 1, for people who do know me, they know what number 1 is. For people who don't know me, you're about to know. The Muppet Christmas Carol is one of my favorite movies of all time. Not just Christmas movies. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's in my top 100, which I will do next year for season 3. I will do my top 100 movies of all time with the Great Debaterz so they can talk shit about me. The Muppet Christmas Carol was one of the best depictions of Charles Dickens' story of Christmas Carol until I think it was 2009 when Disney remade Christmas Carol, which was also a very good Christmas Carol movie. But for 17 years, The Muppet Christmas Carol has been one of the best Christmas Carol movies of all time. They even show how legit how Scrooge became Scrooge. And they got rid of that scene on Disney Plus. If you know, you know. If you got the VHS, you know which scene they took out. Scenes that they took out. So shout out to Muppet Christmas Carol 1992. That movie came out right after Jim Henson passed away. Rest in peace, Jim Henson. So let's go back over the list again. Number 1, we have Christmas Carol. Number 2, This Christmas. Number 3 was a tie, Home Alone and Home Alone 2. Number 4 is I'll Be Home for Christmas. Number 5 is Charlie Brown's Christmas. 6 is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Number 7 is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Number 8 is Jingle Jangle. Number 9 is The Best Man Holiday. And number 10, we have Elf. And that has been another edition of the KrisCross Corner Podcast. Please subscribe on YouTube and click the notification button to be notified of our latest videos. Please listen to the podcast on iTunes and Spotify and Anchor. And if you have the Anchor app, subscribe, $4.99 a month. Or if you don't have the app, go to anchor.fm/KrisCross Corner/support and pay $4.99. All proceeds go towards paying the StreamYard bill, the Zoom bill, and to pay for future endeavors with KrisCross Corner and KrisCross Studios, i.e. Great Debaterz music nights, Great Debaterz meet and greets, and possible giveaways to subscribers to the show. But we need that money. $5 a month. $5. $5 measly dollars. And it's the holidays. Spread some cheer. $5 a month. Anchor.fm/KrisCross Corner/support. Or go to the Linktree link below and support for one time. You can just subscribe for $4.99 a month, which is monthly, or you can go to the Linktree, which they have a one-time donation. You can just do a one-time donation. You can just give $5 for one time and not give ever again. And I thank you for that. I thank you for any donations that come, either it's monthly or just one time. Thank you for your support. Stay safe, social distance, happy holidays, and be nice to each other.